So usually we take a few minutes to kind of, have some fun before we start streaming. But I have to really go into detail on something about the last 20 minutes of Michael and I's interaction on Facebook. Got a couple questions. So we're going to start. So I said a while ago, hey, do you want to, do Friday Night Shite? And he goes, yeah, I'll be available for like a half hour. I said, okay, that's cool. And so then when it came time, when I said approximately 6 to 6:30 Central Standard Time, I said, you could be ready in 5 minutes, sugar. Just being nice. Just being so nice, right? Replies, give me 10, sweetheart. I reply, okay. And so he says, ready. And at that point, some things came up and I had, animals to attend to. So I said, give me 10, sweetheart, just like he said to me. So he says, I got 10. So does he have 10 what?
I meant I got 10 minutes.
Oh, he's got 10 minutes.
I wasn't speaking about anything else.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you weren't. So it couldn't be 10 dead puppies in your backyard. It couldn't be 10 helmets that you had to restore. It could be 10 inches of pain, which is what I insinuated.
Hey, I got a few tens, okay? I got a few things that equal 10, okay? So it could be in a lot of things. So you are right when it comes to that.
So you could see how that could be misconstrued by somebody to mean something entirely perverse and sexual and deviant and mean.
That's your fault, man. If you perceive that, all I said was I got 10. I mean, you're the one who interpreted it that way.
Wow, victim blaming now. This is fantastic. Victim blaming.
I'm sorry, everybody, but this is going to be a little uncomfortable of a Friday Night Shite.
Well, I mean, we can get more comfortable. I just wanted to address the elephant in the fucking room.
Yeah, sorry. You said 6:30, and you didn't say exactly.
Oh my God!
Time or my time.
You're seriously going? You think I'm serious? You just fucking ruined my entire intro.
No,
oh,
no. I'm just addressing it for what it is. I mean, if you want to keep playing that up, I mean, we can keep going.
No, it's dead. It's fucking. You just fucking. There's the stop sign. Boom.
All right, that's Friday Night Shite, everybody.
It will be shorter tonight than usual, of course, but
no Philongus?
Devin cannot make it. He's apparently on a new schedule or something like that. So, Devin K will not be here, unfortunately.
What?
So.
New schedule? Okay, whatever.
Yeah, Devin works for a living. He doesn't just have fun like we do and, fuck around all day, every day.
Yeah, man. No, I was, the reason why I was out running around because I've been on my computer all day doing shot listing, overheads for the shot listing because I can finish the shot list for the movie. And I was like, okay, I've been on the computer for like 10 hours now. I got to get up and move around. So I went outside and just ran around. And then I was like, oh, shit, I should probably go back because I'm going to be doing the Friday night thing with you.
Yeah, then you're going to be going out and having fun with friends and stuff like that. So that'll be good.
Yep.
But, yeah, you're working your balls off. And then, there's been a lot of people that are pretty cool, like supporting this stuff on Facebook. And we're getting, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. You should have Burned on Friday Night Shite sometime.
Yeah, so that's why I was asking you tonight if you could be on for a bit, but if you're going out with friends, it's totally fine. But we'll figure out a night, either Wednesday or probably Friday. Friday would be better. We could actually do it on the weekend too.
No, because I thought this time was different, so I got like a whole fucking hour. Like if you want to.
Oh.
Yeah, so we.
Yeah, because I wanted you to be on when Bernd is on, and so we could talk about like that. Okay, yeah. Hey, let me message him really quick.
Yeah, why don't you see it? Because I got time now. Because I thought it was a different time.
Yeah, of course.
I got like an hour and a half now.
What the fuck? The last thing he messaged me was, "You are an asshole."
Why?
Well, no, it was just a funny. It's like not a serious thing, but like. When I was making fun of him for his computer being all fucky, I'm like, well, this is your fault, Baron. Like, let's be honest here. This is your fault, and because you're incompetent, And then his computer like kind of shit out. And he's like trying to talk. I'm like, can't hear you, dude. And then he just types, "You are an asshole." So he's not wrong. He's not wrong at all. So
I can see him saying that.
the movie is going great. Michael's been doing all the tedious shit of why directors are the guys that are the most paid in films. Is they do the most fucking work. He has been doing the shot list, which I didn't know what that was, and he'll explain it in a second. And then he's now doing the overheads.
Yes.
And so explain what a shot list is.
So yeah, the shot list is basically like it is a breakdown of every shot in the movie and describes every shot in the movie. So
in like excruciating detail.
Yes, excruciating detail. Where the actors are, where the placement of the camera is, what lens you're going to be using, what time of day it is, exactly, and all that stuff. And it all has to be numbered and everything. You have to put notes. You have to put in what sound effects are in this scene. What special effects are in this scene, in this shot and everything like that. And so yeah, it is a detailed breakdown of every single shot in the movie. And like we use like Excel to do it, to where you have like all of these columns and everything like that, and they're all color coded because some of them go together and everything like that. And so it's the part of movie making that is not fun, but it's necessary. And yeah, I just finished that the other day, and then today I'm working on overheads, which is basically every scene broken into like a overhead, a bird's eye view schematic of the location with the actors, like little like blips basically of where they are, and then the camera showing basically the blocking and placement of the camera for every single shot in the movie. And that helps with the cinematographers and the cameramen and director and everyone else who is part of the production basically. But yeah, again, it is very detailed, tedious work, but definitely necessary. Otherwise, once we get out there, we wouldn't know where the hell to begin, but actually I don't really mind doing it too much. Like I say, it's tedious, it's not hard, but my producer Yale, he's the one who actually has to go in and then schedule what time and what day each shot is going to be. And I don't envy that part. So yeah, it's I'm thankful for guys like him to do stuff like that. And he does a bunch of other stuff too, but he's doing that now, so he's going to be scheduling the movie based on that shot list and all that stuff. So I sent a little example of it to Mike, and he was just like, "Yeah, that's fun."
Yeah, it's my job is very easy. Let's put it that way. And even though I have to spend a lot of hours and a lot of time and a lot of digging up knowledge and shit to like do things, I'm like, well, I'll just stay here because it's comfortable. Yeah. And it's like, I don't have to deal with that tedious shit. And also, it's not my project, really. Like, it's your brainchild. So I'm not the one that can get it. I can just facilitate props and uniforms and movements and all that stuff that can make it better. By the way, our other advisor, Brian, my cohort, convinced me because he was like, yeah, the decal cutoff in 43 was in August. So Mueller now has a decal.
Oh, okay.
So on his helmet. So yeah, it's gonna look also very fresh. Like well, if Baron is watching this, Halbrock's helmet. We have a language war going on with Baron and me.
He's the only one who can say it right.
Yeah, no, I can say it right, but I choose not to, because every time I say it like close, he's just like, he says it right, like slow, and I'm like, okay, so Halbrock. He's like Halbrock, and I'm like Halbrock.
Yeah, exactly
so,
right.
Yeah, I'm just giving him shit, and then yeah, but yeah. So Mueller's gonna have a decal on. Brian will have a decal, and there's gonna be a couple without, and then all that stuff. It's gonna look so freaking cool with the props and everything. I sent out one of our German actors, Ewald. I sent him a picture of his completed helmet, and he messaged back with like the strong arm, like the woo. And I'm like, yeah.
Actors love that shit. So yeah, I'm sure
he's pretty into it.
Yeah. So is Kevin. Kevin's also his mom started sharing all the posts of the movie.
Yeah.
And actually gained a lot of notoriety because of that. And then he shares every single one that we do. And I mean, he has got a pretty big following, so they get up into the hundreds of likes and everything.
Yep, that's good. And it's yeah, the whole film is just going to be so cool with all the, because like we know, I don't want to get too much on the streams, but like we the casting, I'm actually pretty impressed with our casting. Like,
oh yeah,
it's everybody is going to just be, it's going to be so fucking real.
Yeah,
it's going to be so real, and it's, you know, because a lot of these films, they get like A-list actors that are just thrown in there because, okay, we got to do this to sell the film. It's like, no, we've got actors who are really good, but they're not A-list actors, and we don't want that necessarily.
Right. No, we
because
don't want
it's like
that.
we want people who are real, that can actually play the parts exactly how they were written, and we've got that. And to get that out of casting for something that's fairly small in comparison to, like, you know, a lot of the things, to get that and to get it right was for me, like, I was like, holy shit.
I know, I was really nervous about it. Yeah, I think we all were, and it was going to be like, and we did have tons of people come through, but
yeah, a lot more than I expected, to be honest. And I was like, there's a lot of good talent that showed up, and that made it difficult. Like we were saying, it was difficult because, well, shit, all these people have insane amounts of talent. So then it's like, all right, let's narrow the criteria down. Okay, this guy's going to be doing this. This guy, you know, whatever. Okay, and then yeah, a couple of the parts were just one line.
Yeah,
like we were talking with one of the actors. Yep, we were talking with one of the actors, and it was one line, and he's like, yeah, it's kind of interesting. Like, he probably wasn't expecting that, but it's like, yeah, from that one line, that whole character is made or broken.
Yeah, exactly. You know? Well, it's so funny, yeah, because for that guy, yeah, we had, you know, it was a big day. We had a bunch of actors in, and yeah, people who came in to read for him. They're like, okay, I've researched about Tenet, because like the characters from Tennessee, you know, like, I've researched Tenet, I can do all this stuff. I'm ready to read this monologue and everything. And we're like, we just want one line. And he said,
and they're like, yep. Because I remember a couple of them were like, they kind of looked at you like, okay.
Yeah.
You know, it was like a split second. I would have done the same thing. Like, you do all this preparation. It's like one line, and we're gonna do it a few times, more than a few times. And they're like, okay. And then it was really difficult, even with the one line, for all these people who are really, like, good.
Oh, yeah.
And it was very hard to narrow it down. But no, the movie's going very well. It's on track. Of course, if you haven't donated yet, go to, I'll post a link in the description. I have donated money. A lot of people that I know have done it too. Devin has done this, and
you've donated more than money. You've donated a lot. I mean, you know, you're lending it to us, but a lot of your stuff that you own, and you're just
and it's like, well, okay. Well, I don't know if I can show those on the stream, but they're resin replicas, but they're sitting behind me.
Oh, the smokes.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll just leave them there. I'll leave them there. Okay. But yeah, and so Ray got back to me today. He's getting the correct paint, and he was like, yeah, I went around to, like, you know, several different shops today, trying to match the paint up, the original paint and whatever, and none of them came. He's like, so it's gonna be a little bit more expensive for the paint. Is that okay? I'm like, yeah, just as long as it's right.
Yeah.
I'm like, just, yeah. And so he got the paint for the Mark II A1s, the grenades, the frag grenades that the US guys are carrying. And so he's going to be getting those done within the next couple weeks. And I still have to order the German grenades. I always say that, but, like, it's not going to be that long. Like, once I order them, it'll be like a week and they're here, and they don't require much aging or whatnot.
Right, just to handle a little bit.
Right, because, like, literally the Germans, the way they didn't carry grenades for, like, weeks on end. They would get them out of the original shipping container. They put the fuse in them, screw the heads on, and then, bam, take them out. You know, so they won't be as aged, which is easy. But we'll get the egg grenades and then the whatever. But yeah, it'll be fun. So Darren hasn't gotten back to me. Let's see.
God damn it! How can I say "God damn it" on YouTube?
I think you can.
Oh, good.
Because, you know, religion is not really a topic that's held high.
So Yeah, I don't know. Different channels are weird, man. Some will allow words and some won't. And sometimes they'll allow a certain amount of words, which makes no sense.
I don't. Well, I don't monetize my streams anyway because they're
Oh,
not monetizable. So
that's
I
true.
mean, yeah, I mean, as long as you're not doing death threats and shit, you should be fine. Let me actually text Baron really quick
Okay.
because I tried on Facebook, but he's not there.
He's out doing important things, installing ponds for people and such.
Yeah, he does a lot of business.
Yeah.
He's working every day. He's working, but yeah, I mean, he worked his ass off to get where he's
a
at
machine.
now. So yeah, he's a machine for sure. See, I just texted him. We'll see if he's on.
Okay. He just texts back with a slew of German.
I understand about 20% of it, perhaps. Like he knows that, but yeah, my German. When I was in college and I was actually taking the courses and I had really good professors. They, dude, I could understand a lot of it. I mean, saying it was one thing, but like reading it, writing some of it, and then understanding it got a lot easier.
Yeah.
Because they would just the one professor we had is we got there in our second semester of German and we had a different guy that was teaching us and he just started the class with German and we're like and then he goes, I'm gonna go to English for a second. You guys don't know what I'm saying? And we're like, a little bit. He goes, but by like, a couple weeks in, like it was just we get into the class and it was just German. And it was really cool to do that and then kind of understand it. And German's got a flow to it. Like people always have the stereotypical of like it's not that. It's just German's a language. It's like English just flows, and the grammar is really weird. Like compared to English, it's very so you have to get that part right. But like as far as speaking it and just kind of understanding it and stuff, it gets easier.
Sorry, go ahead, Mike.
No, I was just saying it gets easier when you do it a lot, like anything.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I obviously like I never took a German class. I've studied a little bit here and there through like different books I've read and everything, and I've watched some videos, so I know I can understand it a little bit. I can't speak it, but I can understand it a little bit. Like when I watch some war movies and I hear them yelling certain things, I know what those are, what that means, and everything like that. Yeah, but no, someday I hope to be close to fluent. I hope to be. When I have
the older you get, the harder it is.
I know that's
the problem. It's like because even for me, I was older than all the other people in our. Well, no, besides my one friend, I was older than like everybody else was 18, 19 in my class, and I was 25.
Okay.
And it was very difficult. But then once I got the flow, it was like, oh, okay. But it was a lot harder for me to get into the flow.
Right.
Than somebody that's 18 or 19 and whatever. But also my accent was better because I actually tried. Like the people that were 18, 19, they could get it and they could just say it, but they like didn't try with the accent. And so like and the biggest part of it, like I said, was the grammar. Like so one sentence I remember very well because I actually did this on a verbal test is so the sentence is when I was a kid or one time when I was a kid, I broke my arm. Okay. So in German, how you say that is, one time when I was a kid, I broke my arm. In German, it's als ich ein Kind war, which als means like one time in the past. Ich, I. Ein Kind, a kid.
Yeah, I know that
was. Yeah, so one time I, a kid was, comma, habe ich mein Arm gebrochen. Have I my arm broken? That's literally like if you translate it literally to English verbatim, that's what it means. And it's like that is so weird for English grammar. It's like it's just weird,
That's how it always is when you translate anything.
Right, and it's very interesting because like you're getting the same message across for sure, but it's gebrochen is past tense, the verb at the end, and you have to know all that shit. And then in the cases of what you're speaking, and that's what fucked me up the worst is like dative, genitive, fucking all these different cases of speaking. Yeah, it was weird, but It's a weird, very interesting language.
Someone said in here, "Ich habe das gemacht."
The what?
Someone said Tim Black is speaking German in the chat.
Yeah, I've done that. Yeah, we got gemacht. Yeah, that's the thing is like to do is tut. But they don't use that verb a lot. They just use gemacht like to make or to do. It's kind of interchangeable, but it's like it's
someday,
weird.
Someday I hope to be able to speak it, so I can better, if I make more World War II movies, I can I can communicate to the actors and such, and we can. Well, not that I wouldn't be able to in the first place, but I would be able to understand a bit better.
Yeah, it'd be cool if you went up to the Germans, if we were doing a German, American film or whatever, and you go up and talk to the actors in German to keep them in their kind of character. That would be really cool. Is like, okay, the director's coming up to you and speaking in German, and okay, that's really interesting. Yeah, because it's like, because there'll be a couple times where I'm going to go over and talk to the German actors. I'll be in civvies though. I won't be in the U.S. shit.
Right.
And same with we've talked about this, like the German actors will come over and talk to the American actors, or I'm sorry, the German advisors will come over and talk to the American actors, but we'll all be in civvies, like part of the crew at that point. So there's none of that stuff. So yeah, the way we're going to be doing this too, like even before and during filming, is the German actors and the American actors are not going to be around each other.
Nope.
They're going to be separate, and they're not going to know. I mean, yeah, Facebook and stuff, but like, they're not going to be familiar with the actors they're going to be interacting with on camera, on film.
Right.
It's going to be a very real thing in that respect too, is because in legitimate war, you don't know these people before you meet them. Like, you go through it. There's a firefight. There was a firefight. Oh God, that was fucking. The first one was great. Second one was Jesus Christ. Shut up. But anyway, yeah. So there's a firefight, and then all of a sudden you meet these people for the first time after a really bad situation just happened. So it's the first time you're meeting these people ever. It's not like you're going to a dinner party and you meet some people that you don't know, and you're like, okay, hey, let's go talk. No, it's like a really bad situation. And then, so we think that by separating the German and American actors pre-shooting and during shooting, it's going to add to that realism, the kind of the things that are not able to be acted, the involuntary reactions and the facial reactions, expressions of meeting somebody for the first time and kind of being like, hey, I don't fucking know you at all.
Yeah.
But hey, we're both soldiers. We have that in common, but I don't speak your language. You don't speak mine, and so we're going to be doing that. And then it's going to be, I don't know if that's been done before. It maybe has been, but like, I don't know. That's what we saw was best and we thought was best. And
I don't know. Most war movies, the if you want to call them the opposing force, if you will, the up four, in the movie is always they're usually played by reenactors that they hire.
Right.
And,
right.
Yeah. They're usually not, actors, they just have just guys in uniforms running around in the background. And,
right.
And if there's an explosion or whatever, it's usually a stuntman, but, usually they don't interact with the actual actors, like they're considered extras, and they're not like interacting with the actors, but in this case, these guys are not background extras. They are actually characters in it.
Yes.
But we do have them even like currently right now, like the American actors and the German actors, they have they're like the German actors, they're all in touch with each other. The US actors are all in touch with each other, but the Germans and American actors, they don't have contact right now. And they know that, they know that.
We've made it clear. Yep.
Right. Yeah. Last, not too long ago, Mike and I, we did a chat like this, not a YouTube video, but we did a straight, just a chat thing like this with one of the actors in the movie. And he mentioned something about like, am I going to meet the German actors anytime soon? Who have you cast for them? And we were like, nope, you're not meeting him. And he was like, wow, that's really cool. Like he understood.
It's like, you'll meet him when we shoot. And he's like, oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Like,
You'll
that's
meet him when
really cool.
You'll meet him when you actually confront them, you know,
Yes.
when you actually do meet them on the battlefield.
Yep. And then it's not going to be like they're going to be hanging around on set, you know, talking, you know, mid-scene shot. It's going to be, nope, you guys stay over here.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, post, when we're done filming, yes, we're all going to have, you know, a big kind of a celebration, and we'll all be intermingling and be like, oh man, so when you did this on this scene, like, I didn't know what the hell you were going to do. I didn't, you know, it was fun. And it'll be great because they're all the actors are extremely professional, really good at their job. But whenever we mention that fact, like, yeah, you guys aren't going to see the other side until filming, they're like, oh, like it's like, oh shit, I don't think I've done that before. And it's like, well, yeah, it's good. And then the actor we were talking to was like, I love things that are like this because it's different and it adds to my resume of like, well, I've, you know, usually films, you know, all the people you're working with, but this time I don't. And people will look at that. So it'll be good for the actors too. Like, when they go on in their careers.
Oh yeah. And you know, I mean, of course, both sides know what's in the script. They know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yep.
However, like with the ways, because actors are different, you know, sometimes they do things differently. I mean, it's going to be a surprise for some of them because sometimes the actors are probably going to surprise each other. You know, they're going to, like, you know, maybe the you know, the German actors, they're sitting there, you know, and then one of the U.S. actors during the scene, he's going to do the scene. However, the way he does it may be completely different than what they were expecting, which would be completely realistic for their reaction, you know?
Right. And that's going to be the best thing to watch too, is like the natural, it's because these people are very professional actors. They're going to be using their acting skills, but their own personalities are going to be coming through in the film, which is something that I don't think usually happens a lot, especially in war films. It's like, yeah, you have a lot of creative liberty as an actor to be yourself and kind of just react how you would in this situation. Like, yeah, here's the line. Here's how it's going to, you know, here's where you're going to be, you know, here's your mark and everything. And here's, you know, exactly what the scene's going to be. But the delivery is going to be a lot up to them from what I understand, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what it is, because we have, of course, the camera angles and everything like that are all set. But at that point, like, I mean, because when you're shooting a scene like this, the way we're doing this, it's not going to be crazy handheld, but it is going to be more like organic, to where we're not doing it on a tripod. It is going to be on a steady cam, so it does have like it does feel like someone's just there with a camera. But don't worry, it's not going to be crazy shaky cam. But I mean, once that we know exactly the shot that we want, we know what we want in the view. But like during that moment, the beats, I mean, the actor is going to dictate the beats. If someone turns this way or what, I mean, the camera is going to have to follow that. We're not going to cut, you know?
Yep, exactly. And it's going to look very organic. It's not going to be like the, you know, like in Saving Private Ryan, where everything is very scripted. Everything, you can tell it's like it's not natural. It's just,
it's Hollywood.
It's Hollywood, right? And it's like, well, they didn't give the actors enough creative authority to kind of play their own role and just look real.
Right.
That's the thing with like most military movies. Like they have this vision of how soldiers, Marines, sailors, airmen act, but it's just not true. They act like normal people do in the real world.
Oh yeah. Well, it's funny when doing the shot list. You know, you have to list out every beat that the actors take. And a beat is like a movement, basically, like you know, a cue. And it's going to be interesting because when they, I mean, I guess this is kind of giving a little bit things away, but when the Americans, you know, after the German has been wounded and they have to pick him up, basically, kind of like a stretcher, one guy at his feet, one guy at his back, you know, and they're picking him up by his arms and his legs. And they're going to actually do that. You know, they're going to actually carry.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah. And that's the thing is like, too, is I don't know unless they're watching right now, which they'd be smart to be, because you're going to have the medical effect at that scene. You're going to have that kind of preloaded, and then they go and do that so you can get their reaction, their natural reaction.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's like when that happens, because again, I'm not giving too much away because it's very interesting about that respect of the film too, which you can talk about in a second, is when that medical thing happens, you don't know if they're going to go, oh God, and set him down, or like What you know?
Right.
And so it's like, do they keep just going, or what happens? How do they react? Because
Well,
it's a natural thing.
what I'm going to tell them to do is, because it's going to be a little separate, because the two American actors, like, okay, if we're in this situation, these two guys are going to be carrying this wounded soldier.
Yep.
You know, I'm going to tell the American actors, okay, your job is to pick him up and get over the hill to get back to where,
Yep.
get to safety, you know. So that's what you're going to do. Just, you know the lines, you know the beats, the camera's going to be here. So that's your job. However, I might tell the actor playing the German guy, I might tell him, okay, listen, when this happens, I want you to either recoil or, just like not do something to where they're not expecting it.
No, react.
Right, react. Yeah. And it's like, if that's the case and the US guys are doing this and they're like, I'm just going to say, get to where you got to go. Just do it. I mean, do what you have to do to get him over there. I don't care what you do. So it's going to be really interesting to see, like, in those moments that it's going to go from, it's not going to look like it's acted at all. It's going to really look like, these guys are struggling to carry this guy.
And that's the thing, is like, that's why I don't want to give away too much, because it's like a lot of these scenes, we know what's supposed to happen and what's going to happen. The actors won't, because you have to have that natural reaction to make it look real, and just,
yeah,
they can be disgusted. They can be like, oh shit, we got to figure this out. We don't know how they're going to react. No, but however they react is how they react.
Oh yeah, and we'll do multiple takes, and we'll do different things, but we want to get it all on film. And we actually have it's funny, the red camera is like the best one to use for short. So, like, people rave about it, and it's really good. The red camera, it's what it's called. I'm not a professional when it comes to cameras. I'm not a cinematographer, but my cinematographer Cooper. Shite, he owns a red camera, and then we know someone who's willing to lend their red camera to this too.
So multiple shots, multiple angles.
Oh yeah. Well, I want to, if possible, I want to get a 3-camera setup. And,
ooh, that would be really, that would be awesome.
Right, that's what I would like to do, but no. So we do have guaranteed 2 of the best cameras on the line to shoot this stuff on Steadicam, and it's going to be pretty nuts. We're going to have Video Village there and everything. Video Village is when you have monitors set up at a certain place that show exactly the shots in the frame. I'll probably have, because Yale is not only my producer, he's my assistant director. He's probably going to be over there. I want to be actually on the set with the actors, so I can be more hands-on with them. But it's going to be it's a lot of really high-class shit that's going into this in terms of...
I think the end result is going to be something that, like, I've never seen it before, personally.
No.
And the thing is, I've never seen it. I'm sure most of the viewers haven't seen it before. You haven't seen it before.
Nope. That's why I'm doing it.
And, it's going to be... And also, what's fun is we're kind of like... I mean, you guys are training and everything, you got your shit. We're all just kind of winging this. We all just came together.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, it's your first big production besides, the things we won't talk about. But no, but it's like, it's your first big thing, and we're gonna make it happen. It's gonna happen. We're gonna learn a lot from this. I know that, and we're just gonna learn a lot to make everything better in the future. You know?
No, absolutely. It's funny. This is, like I said since the beginning, this is the first step to something much greater and much bigger. And I just think that, it's going to eventually, like, once we do the next one, whatever story we may cover, once we do the next one, it's going to be like, okay, like, when we bring new actors into it, this is how we do things, and we got it down at that point. So cool. Someone said in the chat here, will the actors be chain smoking unfiltered cigarettes? That is the plan.
On film, they will be smoking unfiltered cigarettes. They'll be smoking authentic cigarettes. So it's brands that would have been available then, stuff like that. But there's gonna be no filters on the camera. If they want to, during training and just off screen, smoke their regular filtered cigarettes, that's fine. There's a lot of people that don't smoke who said, hey, because I know what's going on, like, I'd be willing to smoke for this film. And so they're going to be doing that. But unfiltered cigarettes is It's rough. It's more rough than filtered. But yeah, no, on screen it will be unfiltered cigarettes, just like it was back then.
Yep.
And there'll be a lot of smoking because movies really don't get that right. They have people smoking, kind of like we do today, where it's just kind of whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, back then it's like people were smoking
all the time.
Yep, and that's the thing too, is we're gonna have a couple days before we start shooting where guys can get acclimated to the smoking of cigarettes, and they're not just gonna be doing the mouth puff. It's gonna be lungs, all that shit, and then also chewing. There's a guy in the film, Carlos Rowe from Texas, who actually chews, not dips, but like chews tobacco.
Yeah, big ass wad is chew.
Yep, we're gonna get him plugs of tobacco, which would have been used at that point, and he's gonna learn how to, be able to talk with that, and just it'll be a part of him. And so yeah, the tobacco use will be very authentic for the Germans and the Americans, and it's gonna be. I mean, the Americans chew a lot more than the Germans, but like people that are smoking cigarettes, it's not gonna look like they're just doing it for the film. It's gonna look like they've been naturally doing it for. We actually, that's the thing, is that we talk about this with the actors. Like, we're like, hey, here's a detail that, I mean, if you absolutely don't want to smoke, I get it. And they're like, no, I'll do it. I'll do it for this because I want to get it right.
Yeah, exactly right.
And cigarettes were part of the rations. You were issued 4 or 5 per K ration meal at that point.
Yeah,
for the Americans.
A pack of cigarettes is actually one of the major elements of this movie. Again, I won't give anything away, but there's a thing in the movie about a pack of Camel cigarettes. That's the thing.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. And that's very important. And so a lot of the Americans too, like, they would get it with their rations, but they smoked more than what the rations gave them. So they would pocket those, as well as they would go to like the YMCA, the Red Cross, the PX if they had it, and they would buy cartons upon cartons of cigarettes and put them in their packs, and then just take them out with them.
Yeah.
Lucky Strikes, Chesterfields, Pall Malls, Camels. What the fuck are the other ones? There was a bunch of other weird brands that were contracted to give GIs cigarettes, and so they would have actual packs that they bought from the PX to the commissary. So
it's interesting because a pack of Camel cigarettes is a major point in this. However, there's a moment, I think only one moment, maybe there might be a couple, where the character Leo is going to be smoking cigarettes, and the good thing is actually the actor playing Leo does smoke in real life. He smokes in real life, and when I was talking to, I actually know Leo, the real Leo Kelly. I know his son on Facebook, and so when talking to him about it, I said, your dad actually, he did smoke, right? And he said, yeah, he smoked Pall Mall cigarettes. So I thought, okay, well, I think for that moment, then we should have Leo have when you see him, they should be Pall Malls then,
and that's the thing that I'm working on too, and it's very difficult to get an actual pack that you can use, because a lot of people make the reproduction packs, but they have a wood block in them because they're just props. And I have to try to remember where I got original World War I packs of Lucky Strikes made, like the actual pack, and we just put modern Lucky Strikes in there, because the cigarette itself hasn't changed. It looks exactly the same. The packs have changed though, and they, for my World War I reenactment, they had the original 1917 tax stamp on there and everything, like all that stuff. And so that's what I'm working on for the film, is when they pull out a pack of cigarettes, it's going to be a pack from 1943. Like, it's going to have the original tax stamp. And at that point, Lucky Strike went to the white label instead of the green, because in 1942 they ran out of ink, and they're like, we need green ink for other things. So we're just going to make our packs white. And so that's what I'm working on. But Martin Leo Kelly will have Pall Mall cigarettes in a original, I mean, it's a reproduction, but like an original authentic pack of Pall Malls with the original tax stamp and everything, and he'll be pulling a cigarette out of that pack, lighting it up, and then smoking it, or with a match probably. A lot of these guys didn't, because Zippos actually were not a big thing in World War II. people think that, but they were expensive and they had just come out in the mid 30s, and most people didn't know what they were. So a lot of these guys would have kept their matches from their C-Rat or the K-Rats. Ooh,
You're right there.
had a little verp there. Yeah, had a little verp. Ooh, good stuff. Enchiladas, good stuff. Yep. And the tax stamp is the blue thing that goes over the top of the pack that they had back then. And I think, well, they might have it now. I haven't bought unfiltered cigarettes in a long time. But like, the tax stamp is the thing that goes over the top, and it's blue at that point, that has a date on it and says, I forgot what the hell it says. But anyway, so no, there were no tax stamps on meal cigarettes. Meal cigarettes came in a wood cardboard container that was about this big by that big and had 4 or 5 cigarettes in there. And it had the brand that said for military use only. They did not have the tax stamp. The ones they bought at the PX, or I'm sorry, the commissary, the YMCA, or the Red Cross places that had these for private purchase, they would have tax stamps on them. And that's what most of the guys, when you see guys smoking packs, like, having a pack of cigarettes in the Second World War, the packs were purchased. So they would take some of their pay and they'd go to the whatever I just said, and they would be like, okay, yeah, I want 3 cartons of Pall Malls or Chesterfields or Lucky's, whatever the fuck it may be. And they would get cartons of cigarettes, put them in their pack, and then or their A bag or whatever. And then they'd be smoking cigarettes that were made for military personnel, but they still had to have the tax stamp on them. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. But
well, it's good to know for stuff like this because that's good actually. Now we don't have to look for so many Zippos because there are a couple guys smoking in this movie, here and there, and so we don't have to worry about
matches mostly.
Zippos. Yeah, we'll just use matches then. Okay, good. Well, and then at the beginning, one of the German characters likes a cigarette, and I'm not sure if that should be a match or I don't know what the German lighters were.
They had lighter, the Americans had lighters too. We'll talk to Barron about that a little bit, and then I wonder if Jorg actually has 1 or 2 of those. And if not, I have sources. Doug Strong, he would have those.
Good. And Doug wants to do more on this movie, so that's something else he can do.
Barron playing Brander would probably have a lighter.
Yeah. Okay.
Because he's been there while he could have begged, borrowed, or stolen a lighter, or he brought it with him. Who knows? But this guy's, Brander's been smoking for years, so yeah, he's going to probably have a lighter. Whereas the younger guys are probably going to have just use matches.
Okay.
So I mean that's you can get lighters and everything. You can make them or whatnot, but yeah. So that's another little detail that we're going to get right. There's the Zippos. Here's the thing: is like the Zippo actually didn't look like it does now until after World War II. It was a lot more rounded. It was very different shaped, and they were around. Don't get me wrong, but like at that point they were just starting. And then when World War II came out, they were like, oh, well, we can market these to guys. But Zippos, you have to have fluid for them. You have to get flints. You have to get wicks. And a lot of the guys were like, well, I'm issued matches in my K-Rats. Why would I purchase, But some of them might, if we could find some original Zippos, like the pre-45 Zippos, we'll do that.
Okay.
For a couple of the guys, but like most of them are just going to be using matches. So.
Okay, that's fine. I think, I don't know, for some reason, I could see like Leo having a Zippo and maybe he's the only one.
Right, and like, so this guy just looked it up. A Zippo costs equivalent of $40 today in the 40s. They're about $20 tops today, unless you get a specialized one. And so, I mean, $40 that's a lot of money if you're only getting, the equivalent of like $112 a month.
Okay.
So So we'll do that, especially in 43. By 44, you start seeing more of them. But because again, this is a theater that most people don't actually think about. They don't think about Italy. Anything pre June 6th of 44, they're like, well, I don't know what the fuck happened. And it's like, well, there was a war going on from 39 technically, but with the U.S. involvement, it's insane. But like, were American cigarettes different from German cigarettes back then? Yeah, American cigarettes have always been better. And you can ask, okay, there's a reason why in the film, one of the Germans is like, yeah, the only thing worth fighting the Americans for is their cigarettes because they're better.
Right. That's yeah.
Yep.
Go ahead.
No, it's true though, because even Bernd, the guy that's playing Brander that we're trying to get on, but he's probably doing some stuff. He's busy. He's an entrepreneur. He's a self-employed guy. Even he says, I was like, so American cigarettes, he goes, oh yeah, American cigarettes, American and Turkish cigarettes are the best in the world.
Okay.
American cigarettes are the best. I think Turkish is a close second, just because of the way that American tobacco. There's a reason America exists. It's because of tobacco. It was a cash crop that the Great Britain wanted and couldn't grow effectively in Europe enough to satisfy the needs of a lot of the demand for it. And when they figured out that tobacco grows really well in the U.S. and it's so delicious, then they started, okay, well, you can make money off of this if you go to the U.S. So American cigarettes were always in. Even when I was in Iraq, like the cigarettes you got from Europe, I had a bunch of them. I tried different kinds. They're just, I don't know, they're just not as good. I mean, like cigarettes aren't good. Like you shouldn't smoke, but like people that do smoke, you'll understand. Like when you smoke an American cigarette, you actually get a result. It's like it tastes okay. You can feel it. It's good. European cigarettes are like smoking air with a little bit of flavor, basically. And it's not their fault, but like, yeah, anyway. So yeah, that's why, yeah, they were different back then. They're different now. German cigarettes in World War II they were okay. Like they smoked them, but yeah, there was a difference. So.
Well, I was going to say again, going back to the whole cigarette thing in the movie, that's a major thing is that one of the German soldiers, he takes a pack of Camel cigarettes and he holds them up like showing them off to his squad mates, like, look what I got,
Yep.
So,
yep.
Again, something I've never seen in war movies before, so something I want to show.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. But yeah, good questions, guys. Good questions. Yeah, no, it's Baron. I'm gonna have to give Baron a lot of shit, even though he's probably busy making money right now. I'll be like, you know what? You failed us. You failed everybody.
You know how much that guy has done for this movie.
I know, but I still have to give him shit because
I know. Oh, by the way, yeah, Mike and I are going to visit him in September, so that's gonna be
cool. Yeah, we're gonna meet up, and if Michael talks shit to me, I'm gonna just kick him out of the car at 70 miles an hour or 78 probably.
You'll hear about it on the news.
Yeah, and I didn't do it. Just a four thing. I didn't do it. I've never seen somebody do it that way. They just opened up the door and threw themselves out at 78 miles an hour on the freeway. I've never seen anything like it. It was weird. So now this happens now. It's gonna be like, oh Jesus, like
that's where that project went.
Well, let's refer back to the stream on August 6th of 2021, and let's go back. Oh, there we go. You're fucked. Yeah, I guess I don't need a public defender. I'll just fucking take it. But
oh man.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. But yeah, no, I don't have these left. They're not on the site, are they? People, do you have any of these left? Nope. I love that.
You can always send an email and ask,
Yeah, I suppose.
They want their answer right now.
But yeah, no, it'll be a great time, and
we'll
tell people about like so if they donate $40 or more, they get a copy of the DVD before it's released, basically, right?
That is correct, yeah. Because once this movie is finished, we're planning on making the film film festival rounds, and at that point, you won't be able to have it on basically online. It has to be for the festival only. And then after that, we're going to be looking into distribution, which is going to be like, different streaming services and such like that. That might
theaters around the country.
Yes, yeah, shopping around and all that stuff.
Yep.
Because if it does really well at festivals, then it's going to like gain some interest, and maybe even get some nods from some really big time movie people, and at that point they might want to distribute it onto some kind of platform, which is what we're planning on following up on. However, if you do donate $40 via the website, you will automatically be able to, once the movie is complete, before it makes before and during making the film festival runs, you can have a DVD copy of it. You will have it mailed to you. Just once you submit through PayPal, it automatically has your email on there, and I document all that. I have a whole list of donations of all emails and connections and phone numbers and such. So It's not like I'm going to lose it. So don't worry about that. If you donate $40, you'll get the DVD, and by the time it's finished, you'll be hearing from me, and I'll get it to you.
So yeah, if you want to see it before basically the world sees it,
yes,
yeah, it's a good idea to do that.
Yeah, and I'm also going to in the credits, I'm going to put a huge thank you to every single donor in there. No matter how much, the more you donate, obviously the bigger credit you're going to get. If you donate enough, you can get an executive producer credit and end up on IMDb. But the more you donate, the bigger credit you'll get. But no matter what you donate, if you're going in the credits, no matter what, there's going to be a whole section of the credits that these are the people that made this happen. Because it's not like we automatically had a ton of money and just did whatever the hell we wanted. So.
Yep, it's going well so far. A lot of people have been throwing out shekels and been able to do a lot of really cool shit. We have to get the German boots, which is fun.
Yeah, I got to talk to Alex this weekend about that.
Yeah, I think he's got a couple of the sizes that we need in stock. But yeah, you talk to him, and I mean, if not, we've got sources that we're good to go. But it's just donations really help getting all that shit together, and then the production itself is going to cost a lot of money to get it right. Like we were talking about we have 2 cameras right now, but like it's the more funding we get, the better, the more real it's going to be. It's going to be so like Michael was talking about with myself, and I think previously in streams and with a couple of the actors, if you've seen Generation Kill, how that's filmed, it's like it's not, there's not these like panned out like drone views and shit. It's just you're right there, you're with these guys, and it's just raw. It's just what it is. And that's kind of how the filming is going to be in this, and that actually requires a lot of time and effort and again cash to make it look like that, where it's just like you kind of feel like you're with these guys. Like, and then in this film you're gonna feel like, oh well, I'm looking at this right now and I'm there. It's like it's realistic. It's like, oh shit, like it's not good, and but you feel like you're there. You feel like you're watching a documentary that's still a film, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because I've talked to people about this, and of course everyone who's part of the production knows that like there's no soundtrack through the movie, there's no music, there's no fancy camera moves, there's no slow motion, there's nothing like that. It's done very raw. It just feels like you're just there and it's happening. It's not romanticized or embellished at all. It is just as real as it can get. And that's in terms of being there and shooting it, yes, it is going to be a lot of work to get that right, which is of course going to require a lot of money. However, it's also a lot of money in post-production because we have to have a hell of a good sound engineer to capture all of these accurate sound effects, like the distant gunfire and different the way people move and stuff like that. That all has to be redone in post-production. So the money isn't just going towards when we're there on the set. It's a whole big thing.
And just so everyone knows, I volunteered my time. Like I get food and I get lodging basically out there.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying donate money because I want a fucking fat paycheck. No. I went into this knowing that I'm just going to volunteer time and effort and all that stuff because I love doing it. Honest to God, like this is so fucking fun. What I've been doing is so fun. It's gonna be so fun on set. It's gonna be a lot of work, but it'll be work that you enjoy, which really isn't work in my opinion. It's just.
Oh yeah,
so
I mean,
good.
like, yeah, I mean, I'm not making any money off this. You know, I mean, I'm not doing it.
Well, you're going in the hole with this. You're going in the hole.
Yeah, I'm going in the fucking hole with this, dude. I'm keeping my head above the water to keep this thing afloat. You know, because I believe in it that much. Now later down the road, if this you know, becomes successful, gains a lot of interest, you know, and might have some big nods from the film communities through the, you know, festivals and such, then I might start making some money off it. And in that case, everyone involved will start making money off it.
And then we'll make better shit than we've, you know, it'll be so good. Like it's gonna be something that, like, you guys are gonna get something out of this. You're gonna stop getting the shitty fucking Hollywood overproduced, really inaccurate, dumb war movies. You're gonna get war films that are real and just portray what was there. And it's going to be very entertaining, yet historically accurate, and you know, whatever. It's going to be, you watch it, you'd be like, okay, well, I actually learned something about, you know, this uniform that guy had. You know, what's up with this? Oh, that's what they actually had. Oh, I didn't know that, and you know, stuff like that. Because here's the thing: is I'm still learning, like doing this and like getting everything going with the details. Holy shit, I've learned so much already that I didn't know before. You know, just stupid things like, again, the other advisor, Brian. He has told me things I'm like, Jesus, I've been doing this shit for like almost 25 years now, and I didn't know that. You know, it's like, oh, that's awesome, and then I go and look it up, and it's like, yeah, that's cool. So it's fun to learn and then get it right, and we're focusing on stupid details that are so dumb that it's like
there are things no movie's ever got right before.
Yeah, and like you think about it, like. Who in their right mind would be that focused on this stupid of a detail? Well, nerds like myself. Like, you've seen my channel, people. That's why you're watching right now. And it's like, yeah, so now my useless knowledge, what I called it, is finally paying off in a way that can be productive. And we got a really good team together. The actors, I just can't get over that, how fucking awesome they are. Like, it's it's gonna be so good. Like,
no, I feel really just fortunate. Like, and I try not to. Hopefully, I don't know if anyone ever watched this. I try not to feel like I'm bowing before them. You know, when I talk to them, I try and you know, I speak on their level, but I'm just like, I'm so glad they're a part of this. You know?
Oh yeah, because it's just the way it all came together was just insane. And yeah, we've got people that are not only are they good, but like they really want to be a part of this.
Oh yeah,
they're so excited to be a part of this, and it's like, okay, name an A-list actor that if I got their helmet complete for a fucking short film and I sent them a picture of it and I went, check this out. Name an A-list actor that would actually respond to me like, holy fuck, that's awesome. You know? Like,
I know,
oh
right?
my God. And they keep me updated. Like, keep sending me this shit as it comes on. Like, I love this, you know? Yeah. And it's like, oh, okay. So yeah, we've got some really, really good actors, really talented people. And it's going to look, again, Mikey's not going to be starring in this because Mikey is not the size of a World War II soldier on the front line. So there's not that motivation in there. Trust me. And, but all the people that are in here, their body type is, you know, nobody's really overweight. Nobody's super thin where it's like, well, come on.
Right.
It's just like they're average size people. They're fit. It's somebody that you could see in a uniform back then, and you wouldn't think twice because you're like, oh, I've seen the original pictures, and it's going to be on film, and these people are just going to look the part, and it's just insanely. It's going to be so cool when we actually get out there and start doing this. And it's but they're all really fired up. Like, the Americans and the German actors are just fired up about this, and it's we got people that are. It's such a diverse cast. It's you got people from all different walks of life from all over the country that are coming together to do this. It's so cool.
Oh yeah, no, it's I mean, it started out as this pipe dream, and it's just exploded into this phenomenon of you know, possibilities. And I mean, it's because I mean, I had the notion, you know, like, oh, we're gonna do this thing. It's gonna be really accurate, and it's gonna be like really raw, and it's gonna be unapologetic. And then when I brought all these people onto it, it was like, wow, they're bringing stuff to light that I didn't even know was a thing. Like,
Yeah.
we gotta have that, you know.
So now I'm committed. Yeah, like it's fucking
Right.
yeah. Now you have to do it, and it's gonna be done, and it's gonna be done right. It's gonna be done to the best of everybody's abilities, and that's gonna be really good.
Oh yeah.
So.
Someone just said here in the chat, hope it pays off. You know what? It'd be nice if it did, but honestly, I just care that it gets made and people see it. That's all
Correct.
I care about.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is like that, you know, it's nobody's really doing this for the money. And that's what I love about it. It's like, because again, most of us are not making anything, and some of us are going to go in the hole a little bit with this, which is fine. But like, it's not about that. In the future, if we happen to make money doing something we love and we can provide a product, that's fine. But this particular project is not about the money. It's about getting it right, because we are so fucking sick of the shit that's been spewed out over the past 80 years. Well, actually 90. If we want to go to All Quiet on the Western Front, the original was just, I mean, I get why it was bad, but they tried. It's got the uniforms right because they had them, but like, you know, it's
a movie of its time. It's a movie,
right? But then they didn't go past that for a long time. You know, it's just like, no, well, I'm not going to play Hermann Goering. I'm going to play Bloated Corpse #2 on the next film that we're doing.
Let's get it right, people.
Like we haven't talked about this enough on here. No, I'm not playing Hermann Goering. Goering had fucking blonde hair.
Yeah.
And he also had a fucking sedative addiction and an opiate addiction. But hey, let's, you know.
Yeah. He was he was.
I mean, and also he was a lot shorter than I. Let me see really quick. How tall was Hermann Goering?
5'1".
He was. Oh, he was 5'10", so he's not that short.
All right, he's a little shorter than me.
Oh, that's cute. I'm 6'3", but so yeah, Hermann Goering was. Oh wait, no, he did have kind of like a dark-ish blonde hair. Yeah, it was brown. I could, but well, shit, maybe I should someday. No, his ears are a lot bigger. Like they stick out a lot farther on the top than mine, though.
The actor that got to play him in the movie Downfall didn't look like him at all. And
yeah, well, there's really nobody that does. Like he's
a weird looking guy. He was a weird looking guy.
Yeah, for sure.
He was fit during World War I. If you ever look at pictures of him during World War
yeah, he was a fucking pilot. He was a great pilot.
Yeah,
I mean, a fantastic pilot, and yeah. So he's also a very mean guy.
Yeah. Well,
Go lay down.
That's how a lot of those people were.
Yeah, it's
in the higher.
Yeah, the funny thing is, he was actually the second in command, not Himmler. Himmler was a piece of shit. He was a pussy.
Right.
They all knew that, but he used his being a pussy as being evil, which is fun. You know, God, what a fucking. But yeah, Himmler was a piece of shit. Like Goering, he paid his dues. He was an excellent pilot in the First World War.
Yeah.
And
God,
what a fucking.
Yeah, one unique thing kind of about him though is that like he was one of the only like people in the Nazi party and like the high up who would actually like go out and like make public appearances and like talk to people.
Yeah.
You know, and things like that.
Yeah.
Like guys like Hitler and stuff. You know, of course they'd only speak from the podium, but you know, like Himmler actually would. Not Himmler, sorry, Goering. I'm getting my H's mixed up. Goering would actually like go around and talk to the people. There's lots of footage of photos of him like actually in public, like talking to people on the street and stuff, which is you don't really see that a whole lot. And I'm not saying it's something to admire. It's just interesting.
No, it's very charismatic because he was I mean, again, very talented guy.
Yeah.
Like everybody always looks at the Nazi party, they're like, oh god, these guys are all evil. It's like, well, within every person, no matter how evil they are, like you have to look at all their qualities.
Yeah.
Okay. And not all of them are gonna be like Stalin, right? I hate that fucking commie piece of shit, right? But again, I think I told that story on here. Is like there was one time, again, it was years ago that I learned this, but you can look this up, where one of his like staff that answered the phone for him was disappeared that day, and then the phone kept ringing. The phone kept ringing, And Stalin was like, nobody else wanted to answer it because they're like, well, what do we do? Stalin walks out of his office and goes and answers the phone and goes, yep. And it's a little girl on the other line. And she goes, hi, is, my dad there? I can't remember who it was. And he goes, no, he's not here right now. What do you need? And she goes, well, I need help with my math homework. And he's like, yeah, this is whatever, Premier Stalin, whatever. And she goes, oh, and he goes, you need help with your math homework? And she goes, yeah, I was just calling my dad. And he goes, well, what are you doing? And she goes, well, we're doing this. He goes, all right, yeah, what do you need help with? And he sits there on the phone with this girl whose dad was just disappeared by his order, and sits there and goes through and helps her with her math. Just sits there, out there, and just sits there and goes, yeah, well, yeah, so you got to do this, this, and this, blah, blah, blah. Sat there forever like her dad would have, and then goes, okay, well, all right, you'll do fine. You do great. Hangs up the phone. Nobody got punished for that. Nobody, nothing. He just walks back into his office, and that was it. It's like, what the fuck? But hey,
so weird.
An evil, weird, unstable son of a bitch. But in that moment, he was human.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's the thing that's fascinating about human beings is that people who are quote evil, who have done evil things, they're not necessarily they're not cartoon villains.
Right. They're still humans.
Yeah, they're still humans. They're still going to do human stuff. I mean, I know people who are fucking assholes. Who have done things that are nice too. So yeah, it's crazy, and like I think that that's really one thing about people is that they don't take that into consideration when it comes to either evil people of the past. That they could just be a normal person sometimes.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing is like, yeah, humans are humans. There's very few people that are just straight up cancerous, vile evil with no qualities at all that are human. There's like very, very fucking few people.
Right.
Because here's the thing, like it was Stalin, okay, and Hitler and Goering, if they were completely unredeemable, just whatever, they would never have risen to that level of popularity and notoriety and gotten people to be behind them.
Of course not, yeah.
So you have to have some qualities about you to rise to that level. You can still have things in your brain where you're like, yeah, let's exterminate this X group of people, and let's figure out a way to take over the world and all that shit and do all that stuff. But you're still a human, and that's why people can relate to you and they like you, because not everybody was scared of Hitler. That's the thing. That's the misconception. It's like not everybody was scared. They liked him, and it's like, well, why did they like him?
Yeah.
Well, because he offered something that was a human thing, like job security. Now instead of having one loaf of bread per week that's stale for our family, we've got a loaf of bread every day, and we have meat. Yeah. And my dad's working, and my mom, she can work, and I can work, and whatever. It's like, oh, that's interesting because that didn't happen before. No. So it's like, it's very interesting to see people just they view things in black and white, and I really don't like that.
No, of course. That's again why I'm making this movie. It's a very black and white thing. Yeah,
it's a gray film. Like it's gray in the fact that like, well, who like there's no villain. There's no, like we were talking about. There's no really plot arc. There's no like it doesn't. It's not a normal plot. It's just what it was, and you're like, well, you have to find your own plot. The arc, and then the climax, and the resolution. You have to find that for yourself. That's what you do in real life. Yeah. And it's really interesting. But like, it's very fun stuff. History is, and that's the thing that Baron and I have been talking about a lot. Is history is not always comfortable.
Oh no, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be.
It's not always comfortable, and there's things that you have to look at. But when you can kind of look at things and be like, well, that wasn't totally black or totally white. It's like, well, that was great. Like that whole thing was, how do I understand how and why this happened? That's actually history. Like people think it's names and dates. It's like, no, that shit's written down for you to reference.
Yeah.
It's written. That's the easiest shit possible because it's there. History is explaining how and why something happened.
Well, that's how, since like when I've talked to people about, history and stuff, and like when I was in school and whatever, it'd be like, okay, who was the such and such of such and such, and you say, okay, you know that answer? Yeah, I know this answer, I know this answer. Okay, so what though? Why do we need to know this? That's the reason. That's really the big question. It's not
Right.
who and what did this. Like, that's good to know. You need to know these things, but why do we need to know them?
Right. And what actually happened and how did it happen? And it's like, and good things have happened, like, but it's no, it will not be in black and white. It's gonna be. Are you actually gonna be doing the Kodachrome shit?
I would if I could, but my cinematographer Cooper, it's funny. He loves old school
Yep.
shit. Like,
Yep.
He loves it. So when I told him that, he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna make this look like Kodachrome film. Like, he knows exactly the lenses and stuff that he wants to get for it." So
Well,
he was like,
the people that are going to be watching this, which is not a lot of people, but it's going to be fun. You guys, yeah. So it's gonna look like Kodachrome.
"It is. That's the idea. Yeah, it's gonna look like old school Kodachrome film. Yeah."
Yes, where it's crystal clear, but the colors are just a little bit more bold than probably real life. Yeah,
exactly. Yep. And it's just kind of creepy looking,
Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be so fucking cool.
I know. He was still. Like I said, so this is my idea because again, he like if you go to his house, he's got old school shit ever. He's got like old cameras that he collects and stuff like that.
Him and you're gonna get along very well.
Exactly right. Yep. So yeah, when I said, okay, this is what I want to do, and I showed him a bunch of those photos and stuff, and he was like, "Oh, I'm excited now." I was like, "All right, good, good."
Oh yeah, this is gonna be. How much time do you have left?
Oh, I gotta go in like 5 minutes. Why did Vern just get back to you?
No, he doesn't. But yeah,
it's been a good one though.
It has been a good stream. So hey, everybody, thanks for watching. If you got any questions or anything, if you're on Discord, you can ask me. Other than that, here I'll post one more link to the site, and go there, check it out. It's gonna be updated as we go on and all that stuff. And the donate thing is at the bottom. Again, Mikey's not getting paid for this, just so you know. Michael's not getting paid for this. So the more crowd support we have, and again, you get your name in the credits and everything like that. And then in the future, you can be like, "Hey, I helped make this possible for like bigger films." So
I helped make this revolutionary war film that's going to not revolutionary war.
I was just going to say you should just shut up. This revolutionary style of war film.
Yes, that's what I meant. God damn it.
Yeah, see, he's not good with English. He can't English well, but he can direct a fucking film. How about that?
I talk good. That's funny.
I talk good sometime. But a movie made by Eminem. Oh my God, that'd be a movie made by Eminem. Oh my God, that'd be fucking hilarious. But there's cows out there. Lovely. I'm hungry now. I want a fucking steak.
Ooh.
Yeah. Get a good fucking ribeye. A fucking like 3/4 pound ribeye, fucking 3/4 of an inch thick, seared, not fucking boiled. Anyway, so thanks everybody for watching the stream, and we'll probably be on. We haven't done like an actual film stream in a while, but it'll be fun. And then hopefully next time, either on Wednesday or Friday, we can get Bernd on, who's playing the lead role of the Germans. And you can see why when he gets on the stream.
Yeah, he's a great guy, and he's really cool.
Yeah, he's it's going to be the Germans are going to be some of the most realistic looking Germans you ever seen in a World War II film. Like, it's going to be
real Germans. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And it's not going to be like it's going to be insane. So anyway, thank you all for watching, and hold on. I hope this will be a time where Film Critic asks themselves if the war movie they are reviewing was as good as Reveille. That's a good point. Beppis, yep, I appreciate that. There will be a time. There will be a time. So
definitely will be.
There will
donate,
be.
Make it happen.
Fucking donate. Mikey's got to eat. I do have to eat on set. Like, if I don't eat, I'm gonna be fucking worthless. I'm gonna be bloated corpse number 2 the whole way. And there's not even a bloated corpse.
Yeah,
there's not even a
it's
role
funny.
written in for that. Yeah, it's like I don't want to have to be bloated corpse number 2 in this film, but I will if Mikey can't eat. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's just
So-
gonna naturally happen.
Yeah, it's just gonna happen. All right, we'll see you guys later.